Ash is falling on Pandora like snow. But this isn't a calm winter. This is the warning before everything burns. The sky is turning gray, the trees are choking, and somewhere in the smoke, something is waking up. If Pandora could speak right. Now it would only say one thing, run. The screen opens to silence. Not peaceful silence, empty silence. A wide view of Pandora appears, but it looks wrong. The bright sky is dim, like the sun is tired. The floating mountains still hang in the air, but their beauty feels distant now, like a dream that is fading. Then the ash begins to fall. At first it looks like soft snow, drifting slowly through the air, but it's not snow, it's gray. It's dirty, it sticks to leaves, to water, to everything it touches. The forest below is quiet, too quiet, as if the planet itself is holding its breath. The camera moves through the trees. The glowing plants are still there, but their light is weak, struggling. A small creature runs across the ground, coughing, shaking ash from its fur. Another animal cries out somewhere far away, then goes silent. The ash falls heavier now. It covers flowers, it covers footprints, it covers the old paths that once felt alive. A river appears normally clear and shining, but now the water looks dark, like it's carrying sadness downstream. A slow voice begins, calm but heavy, like someone speaking at a funeral. Pandora was never meant to know fire like this. The words hang in the air as the camera shows broken branches, burned marks on trees, and smoke rising behind the hills. The voice continues, not this kind of fire. Not the kind that eats the sky? A distant sound rolls across the land deep, low, like thunder, but there are no clouds. The ground shakes slightly, and ash jumps from the leaves like frightened. Dust, the forest reacts. The plants pull inward, closing like they are trying to hide. Even the light of Pandora seems to dim. The camera lifts into the sky again. We see ash spreading across the horizon like a moving storm. The voice speaks one final line, quiet and sharp. Something is coming, and it's turning Pandora into a grave. On-screen text appears slowly, glowing faintly through the smoke. Pandora is burning. The sound cuts. The screen fades to black. Only the soft crackle of fire remains. A single spark floats in the dark. It is tiny, almost nothing. But it refuses to die. The screen is black except for that ember, glowing orange, spinning slowly like it's searching for air. It drifts forward, and with every small movement you hear a quiet crackle, soft, sharp, and dangerous. The ember grows brighter for a second, then weakens again. Like a heartbeat that can't decide whether to stop or keep going, a deep drum begins to rise in the background. One beat, then another, slow and heavy. It feels like the planet's pulse, but it's not the same warm rhythm Pandora once had. This beat is cold, it carries fear. The ember moves closer, and suddenly a gust of wind hits it. The spark explodes into a swirl of ash that fills the screen like a storm, spinning fast, covering everything. It's not just dust. It's the remains of something that was alive. The ash storm clears for a moment, and we see quick flashes, too fast to fully understand, but strong enough to disturb the mind. A Navi hand reaches out, covered in gray dust. A bright blue forest turns black at the edges. A child's eyes reflect fire. A strong tree cracks, burning from within. A wide shadow passes over the sky, and its shape looks like a ship large. Heavy and real. The drum grows louder. The sound of metal joins it. Sharp, rough, scraping noises like machines being awakened. The ember returns to the center of the screen, but now it isn't alone. More sparks appear around it, like small angry stars. They gather, pulling together, and they form a glowing line of light. That line spreads, shaping itself into letters made of fire. The music pauses suddenly, one sharp stop, then the title slams onto the screen as if it was carved out of flame. Avatar, fire and ash. The words burn bright for a second. Then ash begins to fall over them, slowly covering the letters like a warning. A voice whispers, low and rough like someone speaking. Close to your ear in the dark? You thought the war was over. The ash falls faster now, and the title starts to fade, swallowed by smoke. The whisper continues, colder this time. But Pandora remembers, and Pandora will pay the price. The last ember flickers, it shrinks to a dot. Then it goes out. 1 second, the screen is fully black again, and in that blackness you hear something far away, an explosion. Followed by a scream, the black screen opens to a wide shot of a place Pandora has kept hidden for centuries. The land is not green. Here, it is dark and sharp, covered in black rock and cracked earth. Heat rises like a shimmer, bending the air. In the distance, a mountain breathes smoke, and the sky above it looks stained gray mixed with deep red as if the world is bleeding. Lava glows in thin lines along the ground, moving like veins. But the most frightening thing is not the volcano. It is what stands beside it. Tall structures rise from the rock, made of metal and steel, cutting into the land like knives. Their lights are not blue like Pandora's glow. They are harsh, red, and cold. Pipes run through the ground like roots that do not belong. Smoke pours from towers and spreads across the sky. It looks like the humans didn't just return, they built a new kind of home. A home made to survive heat, smoke, and fire. A low mechanical sound grows louder. The camera turns upward, and we see heavy ships pushing through the clouds. These are not the same ships from before. They are wider, darker, covered in armor plates and heat shields. Their engines roar like beasts. Below them, smaller drones fly in rows, sweeping the land like hunters. Their lights blink through the smoke, watching for movement. The voice returns, calm but filled with anger. They learn from their loss. The camera cuts to a burning edge of the forest. Trees fall, not from wind, but from flames rolling. Forward in waves, the fire does not move naturally. It moves like it is being guided, like it is being directed by machines and humans who do not care what lives or dies. A quick flash shows human soldiers in new gear-black suits, sealed masks and glowing red lenses over their eyes. They move without fear, walking through smoke, like ghosts. Behind them, machines crawl across the ground, spraying fire in long lines, turning the earth into ash. One machine plants something into the soil. It pulses. Then the ground shakes and the forest collapses in a loud crack like bones breaking. The voice continues, sharper now. They didn't come to take Pandora. The camera shows Navi silhouettes running through the trees, carrying children, carrying food, carrying what little they can save. Their faces are streaked with ash, their eyes are wide with shock. Above them, the sky glows orange from distant fires. The voice finishes the thought, slow and deadly. They came to erase it. The scene cuts to one last image, a human hand pressing a button. A red light turns on. And across the horizon, fire rises like a wall. Swallowing the forest in seconds, the fire spreads, but Pandora does not stay quiet. The screen shows the forest from above an endless sea of trees, yet something feels wrong. The glowing patterns in the ground are fading like the planet's light is being pulled away. The ash falls thicker now, covering leaves until they droop under the weight. Even the air looks heavy, like it is hard to breathe. The sound design changes. The world no longer feels alive. It feels tired, hurt, and afraid. A slow wind moves through the trees, but it doesn't sound gentle. It sounds like a warning. The camera drifts toward the Tree of Souls. In the past, it was bright, shining like a living star. Now, its glow flickers like a candle in the rain. The roots that once pulsed with life now look weak, as if the connection between Eywa and the people is struggling to hold on. The voices of the forest, those soft whispers that always surrounded sacred places, are almost gone. A Navi elder stands near the roots, shown only in shadow. Their hands tremble as they reach forward, touching the living fibers. The elder whispers a prayer, but the response is not what they expect. The ground vibrates softly, not like comfort, like fear. The sacred threads shake, and the elder pulls back quickly. Their face is unseen, but the body language says everything. Something is wrong. Something is missing. The voiceover returns, low and quiet, almost broken. Eywa hears everything. A pause follows, long enough to feel uncomfortable. So, why is she silent now? The camera cuts to animals, running strong beasts and small creatures all fleeing together. No longer enemies, only survivors. A herd charges through smoke, crashing through trees. Above them, banshees twist in the sky, screeching as they fly away from the fire. It's as if the whole planet is moving, trying to escape itself. Then the ground cracks. A shockwave pushes through the forest, bending trees like grass. The camera shakes, rocks fall from cliffs. The floating mountains drift slightly as if their balance is changing. Lightning flashes across the sky, but there is no storm, only smoke. The air is charged, thick with energy. The forest begins to glow in strange patterns, like Eywa is trying to speak in a new way, a brief moment of silence. Then a deep sound rises from the ground, an ancient call, loud and powerful, echoing across Pandora like a roar. The trees respond by lighting up, one after another, like a signal being sent across the world. The voiceover whispers, full of fear and wonder, "She is not gone." On-screen text appears slowly, almost trembling. Eywa is not silent.